Good evening, students. I'll start with the class. I'll solve some questions from motion in a plane chapter. The first question is, which of the following is a vector? Can anyone tell me what will be the answer? This is a simple one. Vector means you need direction as well as magnitude.
Work.
Work needs direction. Have you heard of a problem saying a person has done some work in not direction? What is the work formula? Work is nothing but force into displacement. This is also a vector. This is also force is also a vector, but dot product of two vectors is always a scalar. We have studied that. Okay, what is a dot product? We have under dot product is nothing but a bar dot b bar. It is also called as a scalar product. Why it is called a scalar product? This is a pure number. Whenever you find dot product of two vectors, you will get always a pure number. Okay, some constant you will get. So after multiplying these two, you will get a pure number. It will not be in terms of I, j and k. I, j and k goes. So work is always a scalar component. Although it is a product of two vectors, force you need direction. Displacement also you need direction. But once you multiply, you'll get a pure number. So that's why work becomes scalar. The same part I've explained to you all under work also. We did the chapter work, energy, power that time. So this is a scalar. Then second option is speed. Speed is nothing but average of velocity. Average means only the magnitude. Velocity is a vector. Speed is nothing but magnitude of velocity. So speed is a scalar and velocity is a vector. Because speed is what? Distance upon time. Distance is how much distance you have traveled. But velocity is displacement upon time. Displacement is a vector. It depends on the direction also. Told you, if a person is moving 10 this side, 10 here. Okay. So what is the distance covered is straight away 20. This is the distance total. But if you want to calculate displacement, it is nothing but the shortest distance between the first and the final. So displacement would be this 10 square plus 10 square. That way. Even here, suppose if you take a full circle, distance would be how much ever is the circumference, but displacement would be 0 if you end up on the same point from where you started. You start at a point, you go to the whole world and come back at the same point, displacement will be 0 because it depends on the final and the initial point. So direction matters, which direction it is going. So speed is a scalar. If it was velocity, definitely it would be vector. Now you know that acceleration is nothing but velocity, change in speed, change in velocity upon time. So obviously, acceleration will be a vector quantity. Because it is change in velocity. So velocity is a vector quantity. So first answer is C. second one. Second question says, which of the following pair cannot be a rectangular component, okay, of the force vector 10 Newton? So we have to check which of this. We know that any vector can be splitted into two components. If you have any vector, any direction, it has always two components. With respect to this horizontal, wherever the theta is there, it is always, suppose this is any vector A, then this will be A cos theta. This will be A sin theta. That is. Now one way to find where components is, now what they are telling, now the resultant is 10. The main one. What could be the components? If theta was given, we could directly find a component. Okay, but we don't know what is theta to find the other two components. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to do the reverse way. From the options, we'll have to check. Okay, what is the this resultant vector? Anytime you have two components, this is same as called as resultant. The middle one is always the components. Suppose your AX you have, okay, like this also you can draw. If you don't know theta, then you can represent like this. This is your X component, and suppose this is your Y component, you know already. Then the resultant is root of AX. This is your resultant formula. So we'll try to put the options here and check if you are getting 10. So first option is 6, 10 and 8, and just quickly square and this and see. So this is giving 36 plus 64, which is 100, so 10. So first one is working, it is a resultant. But the question asked is which is not a resultant. We'll have to check those options where you don't get equals to 10. And second option we'll check. Second option is given as 7 Newton and root 51. So we'll square both of them. So this will be 49 plus 51, again 100, which is 10. So we are getting, it is, these are the components. The option 6 root 2 and 2 root 7 has been given. So we'll check if squaring them gives us 10. Now whenever you have to square like this, you have to square both the terms. So 6 square is 36, and now root 2 square will be 2, because root and square will cancel. Now same way here also, 2 square is 4, and this root 7 the whole square will be 7. So 72 plus 28 is again 100, which is 10. Now now it's an MCQ, so you know that first three are working. You don't have to waste your time. Okay, so you can directly mark option D. Now let us see, but still, why option D is the correct answer. 9 and 1 is given. So if you had simply added and see, you would get 10, but that is not a formula. You cannot add like this directly, and you have to use this form. 9 square, which is not equal to 10. So this is the option. These are not the components. So components, when you square them and take a root, you should always get equals to your resultant, the main vector. Question 3. Question 3 says there are two vectors, each of magnitude A, and has a resultant also of same magnitude A. And what is the angle between them has been asked. Okay, so now there are two vectors, both are A only, and resultant is also A only. So now we don't know whether they are perpendicular to each other or what angle is there between them. So if they were perpendicular, we always use the Pythagoras theorem to find the resultant. But whenever you know they are not perpendicular, suppose A and B, you cannot find the resultant. If you don't know they are perpendicular, then one more formula I have given. Suppose if like this it is. Okay, one is A, the other one is also A, and the resultant also you are getting as A. This is always your resultant. So this formula I have given you, A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. In terms of F1 and F2 also is given. If they are forces, no, so main F will be equal to F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2. Accordingly, you have to change the letters, that's it. But that's the main formula. This is when this is not right angle. You can use it. Even if it's right angle, no, you can still use. If you put 90, what will happen? Cos 90 will become 0. So you will anyways get your hypotenuse. So this is like a general formula for result. So now what is happening? A is also equals to, in place of B also it is A. A, everything is A. So just put. We don't know the angle. 1 A and A square will cancel because if you bring this side it will become minus A. Again this one you bring, it will become minus A square. Just you bring down. This is multiplication. So when it goes to the denominator, it will become division. A square will cancel. If cos was this, no, positive, answer would have been 60 degree because cos 60 is half. But whenever you have negative, you have to check in which quadrant it is negative. Okay. Remember, whenever you want to find of negative answers, cos is negative in the second quadrant. You can take this. So in second quadrant, it is always pi minus theta. Or you can directly remember this formula if you don't want to remember this. We know that cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Okay, so basically you have to just minus it. So what is your theta? Actually, what value of theta will give you this? That is actually 60 degree half. But because there is minus, we have to do 180 minus 60. That's why you will get angle as 120. If it was positive, straight away answer would have been 60. But whenever you have negative, always minus that angle from 180 degrees. If this was minus root 3 by 2, then answer would have been 180 minus 30 degrees. Because cos 30 is root 3 by 2, and because of this minus, You have to do 1. The angle will be 120 degree. Question 4. It says there is a vector whose magnitude, it is going in the east direction. Its magnitude is 2.7. This is vector A. What is the magnitude and direction of if this is A bar? 4 times A bar would be like you're just multiplying this by 4 times. So whenever you're multiplying, remember your direction will never change. You are multiplying by a normal pure number. So you're just making it 4 times bigger, but direction will always remain same. So 4 times A would be, which would be 10.8. Direction remains the same. The answer will be option D, that is 10.8 in the east direction only. Suppose if I had done minus 4A, then it would be just minus to indicate it is in the opposite direction. That would be west if I had done minus 4A, because minus would be in the opposite direction. But now it is multiplied by a plus number, so direction will remain the same. Question 5. There are two forces of magnitude 8 Newton and 15 Newton respectively, which are acting at one particular point. If the resultant force is 17, okay, so what is the angle between the forces? Same thing, you don't know what is the angle, you don't know that they are perpendicular or what, so you have to use the general resultant formula. Now this is in terms of force, so we'll have to use F1, F2 formula. You can use A and B also, no problem. But if your teachers are using F1 and F2 specifically for forces, then we'll use that one. F is given as 17 magnitudes there. Okay, F1 is given as 8 and F2 is given as 15. So they are acting at a point. So we don't know what could be the angle. One could be F1, the one could be F2. So we have to basically find the resultant. Resultant means the main F. So as for that, what will be the formula? F1 square plus F2 square. This is also square. If you are not using square here, then the root comes here. Huh? I don't prefer writing root like this, because anyways you have to square again. So instead of writing that root in the formula, I directly write this as square. F1, F2, 2F1, F2. Cost it. This is the formula. I've just modified the letters. That's it. Instead of A and B, I've used F1 and F2. Now directly substitute. The main F is 17. This is 8 square. This is 15 square. Okay, so 17 square, and then you have to solve this for theta. So that will be, I think, 289 because 49, 64. This is 225 plus 15 to the 30, 3 8 the 24, 240. This will give me 289. So this and this anyways will cancel. Oh, sorry, it's not minus. This is 0. And now this is multiplication, so it will go under division. So 0 upon 240 will anyways become 0. So 0 is equals to cos theta. The cos of which angle will give me 0? Cos 90. If you had options in terms of radians, then it would be pi by 2. But anyways, here they don't give directly, they give in terms of degrees only. Not a- Next one. Question 6. The forces 10 Newton and 6 Newton act on a body. The direction of forces, we don't know in which direction they are acting. So what can be the resultant force on the body? Here now they are not saying it is acting at one point. They are just acting on a body. So what could be the options? So now we don't know the direction. So either the forces will get added or the forces could get minus. Don't know the direction. If both are in the same direction, they may get added. It could be F1 plus F2, or if both are in the opposite direction, then they may get subtracted. So what are the chances? Either it can be maximum. If they get one is 10, the other one is 6. Then over here, this can be 10, this can be minus 6. Good. Alright. Here what could be the this? That would be 20. This 26 it is giving. No, no. This will be after adding. And the other one is what? Minus. So approximately you just take this and see. 100 plus 36. 136, which would be the closest to root of 136. Or we can do less. 10 plus 6 would give me 16. or maximum 10 minus 6 it could give us 4. Now your answer has to lie between 4 to 16 because your maximum after adding can be 16 and minimum after minusing can be 4. So whatever answer that is square root, we don't even have to think directly from here also we can do a shortcut. So between 16 to 4, which options you have, that number you have to select. So only a number which is there between 4 to 16 is 15. So your answer has to be lying between 4 and 15 because it cannot go beyond 16 because that's the maximum, and it cannot go below 4 because that is the minimum after minus 6. The answer has to lie between 4 and 16. This could be a max, this could be a minimum resultant force. So therefore 15 Newton will be a number which lies between 16 and 4. Question number 7. It says a car is moving towards at a speed of 54 kilometers per hour. Then it moves east with the same speed and same time duration. Same speed and same time duration. This is for 1 hour it is going. So same speed means again 52 kilometers per hour or again 1 hour. This side also. So first it is going north and then it is going east. What is the average speed and what is the average velocity? Different. Both you have to calculate speed also and velocity also. So when either you calculate speed or velocity, we should know distance because finally it's either distance or displacement upon time. What is this given? This is velocity which is given. Okay, this is like what 54 kilometer per hour is not distance. So we have to calculate your distance for this one also and this one also. We'll name it as A, B, and C. So for A to B, what is the formula? Speed is nothing but distance upon time. So what will be distance? Distance is always speed into time. Speed is given as how much? 54 kilometers per hour. And this is 1 hour. Everything is in terms of hours. So either we'll convert it later on or we could convert it first only. This would be 1000 into 60 into 60. Again, this also will be 60. We calculate in terms of meters per second. Or at the end also we can calculate, no problem. R and R will cancel. So how much distance? If they had mentioned 2 hours, then you have to put 2 hours here. So from here to here, it is traveling 56 kilometers distance. Same way for B to C also same thing. Exactly 56 also, no? Same time and same speed. No need to waste time in calculating again the same thing. If this had a different time, then you have to use. Now from here to here it is 56 kilometers and B to C it is traveled again 56 kilometers. Now we'll calculate average speed. Average speed is total distance upon total time. Distance is everything now. This is a scalar quantity for speed. You have to follow the path only, no shortcut. So from A to B is 56, and from B to C it is 56. Total time is 1 hour plus 1 hour. Okay. So that would be 112. Okay. That is a kilometer per hour will be a unit. Now we'll convert it into meters per second. First also you could calculate and then do this, or at the end like this. Okay, in the question, no, it was given as 54, but I have taken as 56. No problem, we'll solve the entire problem with 56. No making, only then later I'll just make a change in the question. Instead of 54, we'll make it just 56. This is, anyways, 1060 into 60. Then the options we will get different, no? Okay, anyways, this is now only to teach you how to find the average speed. So this would be 56 into 10 upon 36. Okay, that would be average speed. The rest of will do the changes, just correct. Huh? Everywhere just make it 4. Only instead of 6, just make it 4. And the question it was 4, I think. Now you can cancel out. Otherwise, it will end up like a big number. 54. So 6 6 are 36. 6 9 are 54. 3 2 are 6. 3 3 are 9 to 5. So we will get 15 meters per second. You take 56, it doesn't cancel at the end. You take as it is. So we are getting 15 meters per second as the average speed. If you want to calculate velocity, now look at the difference. For speed, directly calculate your distance from the starting point and the ending point. Now for velocity, is the shortest distance between initial point and final point upon time from A to B. Now calculate the shortest distance AB. A to C. AC square will be used Pythagoras theorem. AB square plus BC square. Square I'm taking that side, so 54 square. So whenever you have like this number, no, when you have same number, don't go to find the square of 54 and all. It will take time. You know, it's like A square plus A square will give you 2a square. Same thing you have to do. Two times the same thing. Now take root of both the quantities. So root 2, you can separate out the root for both. So what will happen for here? Square and root will go, only 54 will come. So instead of that, when there are two terms, one term comes out. So the answer is 54 root 2 kilometer. That is a AC. So this distance is 54 root 2. So that's why find the average velocity. Total time it is 54 root 2 upon 1 plus 1. 1 hour from here, 1 hour from here. Time will remain same. Don't take Pythagoras of time. Only of the distance. Okay. Kilometers per hour. Then you can convert 1000 3 2s are 6, 3 9s are 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are. So what you will get here is 15 root 2 upon 2. This is your answer which you get. But if you look into the options, no, the options is average velocity is given as, and the other one is given as 15 upon root 2. Now don't think that this is not the correct answer. It is correct answer, just that you have to simplify this one step ahead. So this option is there. So what we'll do with this one is, whenever you have same number, no, one is with the root, the other one is a plain number, always split the bigger number. So this I can write it as 15 root 2 upon 2 of all. I can always split as root 2 into root 2. Because root 2 into root 2 is root 2 the whole square, which will give me 2. And then you will get it as option B will be your correct answer. Question number 8. I'll share the slide, otherwise end up making mistake. Ram moves in the east direction at a speed of 6 meters per second, and Sham moves 30° east. Of north. East of north means slightly towards the east direction with reference to the north. Again at a speed of 6 meters per second. Find the magnitude of their relative velocity, or it's basically the resultant velocity. So what they're saying is, Ram is moving in the east direction. This is Ram. And Sham is moving. This is with reference to north. This is, it is north. But he's not going sharp north. Person moving slightly 30° on the east side. If it was at west side, then 30 would come side. 30 degree towards the east side. This fellow is Sham. What is the resultant velocity or the resultant vector? We don't want this fellow. This was only for reference. You can just mark it as a dotted line because the main two vectors are Ram and Sham. This is only for reference. 30 degrees slightly this from the north. So this has nothing to do now. Now aim is to find the resultant between these two vectors. Let Ram fellow be V1, which is moving at 6 meters. Sham also is moving at 6 meters. What is their magnitude? Main one. Now, anytime you want to find this, name it as V. So as per this, now we'll just change the letter. V square will be V1 square plus V2 square plus 2V1 V2 cos theta. We have to find the resultant. We don't know what is V. So this is 6 square. This also will be 6, 6 and 6. Here we have to be careful. Now theta, if you take 30 degree, it will go wrong. Whenever we refer theta, that is always the angle between V1 and V2. Angle between V1 and V2 is not 30. So how much it will be? What is the angle between Ram and Sham?
60.
Yes. So 90 minus 30, that would be 60 degrees. So here you have to take 60. And then so or 60 is half. Again 36. See, again don't waste time. If you have same number like a plus a plus a, that will give me, because v is anyways root of now 36 plus 36. So we can directly do 3 into 36. You can add also, but again you'll have to find factors. So it's waste of time. So square root of 36, you know it is 6. What remains inside is just root 3. The answer is 6 root 3 meters per second. Question number 9 says there's a train which is moving at 90 kilometers per hour. There's a person standing. He's moving at, we don't know at what speed he is moving, but he is also moving. Okay, he travels 1 meter on the train and he is moving in the direction of the train. Now both are going in the same direction. So he covers 1 meter of this distance. What is the speed of the person with respect to ground? So this is the train. This is we'll consider man. So what is the velocity of train with respect to ground? That is 90 kilometers per hour. Now velocity of man with respect to train, we don't know. But as per the formula, what it is, velocity of man with respect to ground minus velocity of train with respect to ground. So this we don't know. This we know, that is 90 kilometers per hour. But what we know is it has covered distance this much of this man with respect to the train. So we know that speed is nothing but distance upon time. Okay. In 1 second it has been told. 1 meter in 1 second. So time is given as 1 second. So speed means that is the same as this. What is that? Velocity of the man with respect to the train. At what the speed the man is moving with respect to the train. Into time will be equal to distance. What is VMT? Just put this here. So VMT minus 90, time is 1 and distance is also 1. We'll calculate. Wait 1 second. Here again we have to be careful. This is what? 90 kilometers per hour. This problem comes only when there are two different quantities in the same problem. This is given in second and this is given in meters per second, and this is kilometers per hour. If this was also kilometer, this was also hour, like in the previous problem how we had done, and then finally at the end we had converted. But here what will happen? This is in meters and this is in seconds. So first we'll have to convert this. This is kilometers per hour. Okay. So here only you convert VMG 90 into 1000 upon 60 into 60. 3 to the 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15, 5s are VMG will give me 25. 25 take on the other side, 26 meters per second. If everything was in terms of kilometers per hour, then you would get 91 is the answer. So this should have been 1 hour then, and this should have been 1 kilometer. Only because one is in kilometer per hour, the other one is in meter and second. One standard we have to do. Then find out. This is nothing but speed of the man with respect to train. Next one, question number 10. That question number 10, the first one I had written, but then I realized for projectile motion, change of momentum we don't have. We don't have this one. 10th question, the second one we have to consider. Because we don't have questions on magnitude of change in momentum or a projectile motion. So the next one is a car with a vertical windshield moves in a rainstorm at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. The raindrops fall vertically with a constant speed of 20 meters per second. The angle at which the raindrops strike the windshield is. Now again in this problem also, one fellow is given in terms of kilometer per hour, the other one is given in terms of 20 meters per second. We'll have to convert. There's a car which is moving, which is okay, so it would be like the roof. Suppose if this was the car, then this would be the roof. On the then the rain would be falling. So just keep it in the horizontal this way only. But what it is moving 40 kilometers per hour. To convert it in terms of meters per second. That will give me 100 by 9 meters per second. And the rain is falling at 20 meters per second. So what should be the angle of the windshield so that so this is like same that like that umbrella type. At what angle the person should hold his umbrella? So similar one it. So now these are the arrows. Now as for the vectors, whenever you want to represent, we have to represent in the graph basis. So if this is the car which is moving in the x direction, the car would come here. Okay, so that is 100 by 9 meters per second, this much distance. This is the velocity. And now this one, how you, this is not going upwards, the arrow, then it would come here, it is going downwards. So we have to represent like this. Normal shifting. Arrow can always be shifted vectors as long as we are not changing its direction. Rain was going upwards and it would be this. Now it is coming down. So properly we have to represent like this. Here we cannot draw like this and show. So on this part. So this is of the rain. This is of the car. Okay. Suppose we are holding this angle as theta. So isn't it the same distance? Whatever is here would be here. So if you are considering this car, this also will be same as car only. So this also we can take as 100 by 9 meters per second. If this is 100 by 9, this also will be 100 by 9. Angle, whenever we measure, we always measure in terms of 10. So you know that it is opposite upon adjacent. If you have taken theta over here, Anywhere you can take, no problem. Then this would be opposite the other way around. So this would be 100 by 9 upon 20 meters per second. Just calculate. This is reverse. So tan theta is 4 by 9. Theta is equals to tan inverse of, just have to take 10 inside, have to write it as 4 by 9. Oh, 5, sorry, 25. The answer will be tan inverse of 5 by 9. Again, refer the umbrella problem, same way it is. Question number 11. Two projectiles are projected at angles pi by 4 plus theta and pi by 4 minus theta with the horizontal, okay, means with reference to the ground, with same speed. What is the ratio of the horizontal ranges then? So you know that for a projectile motion, if you are projecting, then this is the angle of projection. So with the same initial velocity u, we are this. So what is that? One is pi by 4 plus theta. What is this range? Horizontal range is this. The other one is pi by 4 minus theta. So what is the relation between its range? Okay, we don't have to sit and calculate and think so much. Just remember one thing. Look at, mostly they give like this type problems. I've done also, I've given you all under note, under projectile, whenever they have complementary angle, something called as complementary I've given. Means if both these angles, this is suppose theta 1, this is theta 2, is 90 degree, they are called complementary angles. And suppose if this was 30, then this would be 60. So if these angles are complementary, so if this is 45, this is also 45, the range covered by complementary angles is always same. This is R1, and R1 equals to R2. How do we know that they are complementary angles? Just add them and see if you are getting equals to 90 degrees. Pi by 4 plus pi by 4 is nothing but 2 pi by 4. Pi by 2. Those who don't know in terms of radian, how to convert in terms of degrees, pi by 2 means 90 degree. This is called angle in terms of radians. In terms of degrees, those who don't have dropped maths, Don't know, you have to reverse. So 180 upon 5. Just have to multiply like this. This is a fixed number to convert radians into degrees. Then 90 degrees. So you know that addition of both the angles is 90. So they are complementary angles. So their ranges will be same. Now the ratio has been asked. R1 upon R2 will be same thing because both will be equal. So 1:1 you will get. So ratio is 1:1. Question number 12. A particle is projected from ground with speed 80 meters per second. Meters per second it is at an angle 30 degrees with the horizontal from the ground. The magnitude of the average velocity of the particle in time interval t equals to 2 to t equals to 6 seconds is how much? This is only to confuse you the time and all. If average velocity is asked, the telling is this is done at 30 degrees from t equals to 2. What is the magnitude of the average velocity? If this is the initial velocity u, which is we know that for a projectile motion, any vector at this point also, wherever this is like your velocity, it can always be splitted as horizontal and vertical component at every point. And for projectiles, horizontal anyways remains the same throughout. If this horizontal is 20 meters per second, everywhere it will be 20. Only what is changing is the vertical component. This particular velocity has been asked. What is the velocity? So basically, there's no point finding the horizontal. It would anyways remain the same throughout. So what you have to do is find the this is the one which average means which would remain same throughout. Now this is a vertical which is changing. So what is remaining constant? U cos theta, horizontal component everywhere. The sin theta will keep changing. This will always remain the same. So that would be like an average velocity throughout your journey from here to here. Average velocity whenever you ask to find for a projectile motion straight away is nothing but your horizontal component remains same throughout the projectile motion. So that would be horizontal formula is u cos theta, vertical is u sin theta. Initial velocity is 80, angle is 30 degrees. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So 40 root 3 meters per second will be your average velocity throughout the projectile motion. Every weight will be 40 root 3, 40 root 3, only this may change. Here now, at the maximum point, V is 0. V is 0 means vertical component is 0. But horizontal component will never be 0 here. Horizontal component will still remain as 40 root 3 only. At maximum point, we say that velocity becomes 0. Because first it is thrown at a very high speed, it will reduce, finally goes 0 for a projectile. But what we try to say is the vertical becomes 0. But horizontal, anyways, it is always 40, that u cos theta. Question number 13. A stone projected from the ground with a certain speed at an angle theta with the horizontal attains maximum height h. Means what, one stone is thrown at an angle theta with reference to the horizontal. Horizontal means with reference to the ground line. Okay. After that, the maximum height which it reaches is h1. Now another stone is projected, means the same stone for the second time. It is projected with the same speed only as first, but now the angle theta is with reference to your, what is that, vertical line, and you get height h2. So what is the range? First time it is with reference to your horizontal. Maximum height is h1, and this will be your r1. Second case, with reference to your this, with reference to vertical. So what will this be angle? 90 minus theta. This is h2. Same. Now if you see, they are complementary angles. Complementary angles means range will be same. This would have, if ratio was asked, straight away same like the previous problem, 1:1. But now in terms of height, we have to know the formula. We have to represent what is this value of r in terms of their height. We have to basically calculate now the range. If now we know their ranges are equal. So first what we'll do, we'll calculate the height for the first case, we'll calculate height for the second case. So height formula for projectile motion is u square sine square theta upon 2g. This is the height formula. Again, same u is used, no? So for h2, u square, now sine square, 90 minus theta it will be for second case. This is for case 1, this is for case 2. Sine of 90 minus theta is in which quadrant? Now those who have drop maths, that would be like 90 minus theta is in the, you'll have to only by heart formulas, you cannot, that is the disadvantage. Else you'll have to learn the entire concept. 90 minus theta would be in the first quadrant, less than 90 degree. In first, okay, in first quadrant, anyway sign is positive. And 1 into 90 means this is odd multiple. Odd means this one will become cos. Otherwise, just remember by heart the formula. Sine of 90 minus theta is cos theta. Odd means sine becomes cos. There is a square, so square remains. So well, let us multiply the two heights. H1, H2 will be u square sine square theta upon 2g into u square cos square theta upon 2. So everything is u square sine square theta into u square cos square theta. Okay, H1, H2. Now we have to find the range. What is the range formula? Range, we know that it is 2 sine theta 2u sine theta cos theta upon g. This is the formula. Okay, for range. Now we'll try to arrange this in terms of range because range has been asked in terms of H1 and H2. So first what we'll do is we'll multiply this by 2. Okay, this also by 2. So 2 and 2, that otherwise you are getting confused. First we'll take out everything out. This square will remove out. H1, H2 will be u sine theta cos theta the whole square. Is there 4 required in this formula? No. So what we'll do is we'll just take this 4 outside and keep. Let's just compare. What I did, I took the square out. This is square. Okay, so I removed the square out. What number is missing? Only that part we have to balance. We have to try to make it same as your range. This full thing is your range square. This what is there inside is nothing but your range. But the only number which is missing is 2. So I'll just balance it with 2. H1, H2 will be 2u square. So I'm balancing it with 2 square 1 by 4. This 1 by 4 is there from the first one. This I'm balancing so that it looks the same as this. But now what is the problem? I don't want this g out down. This I want a single g. I don't want this 2. So remove him out of the bracket. So whenever you are removing him out of the bracket as a square, so 2 square will give you 4. If you are removing out, it will go out as I'm taking him out, will come out as 1 by 4 because 1 by 2 square is this. Why had I used to balance this 2? Because in the problem I want 2. Now if you see, this part is nothing but your range. That's your range formula. So H1, H2 is equals to R for both the cases. This is 1 by 16. R square, no? This inside is R. Square is there. So take the 16 this side. Root of 16 h1 h2 would be r. So root of 16 is 4. That's the answer for the range. 4 times h1 h2. Question number 14. Two objects are thrown up at angles 45 degree and 60 degrees respectively. If both okay, one is thrown at 45, and the other one is thrown at 60 degrees. Both attain the same height. What is the ratio of their velocities? So we know that h1 is equals to h2. Height formula everybody knows, it is nothing but u square sine square theta upon 2g. So as per that, this will be u1, because this will be thrown at u1. This would be a different velocity. We don't know which velocities they are thrown. We only know that the heights are equal. So this one's angle is 45. G anyways will remain same, and this one is 60 degrees. This and this will cancel. Sine square 45. So it will be 1 by root 2, the whole square, because the square is there. 60 means root 3 by 2, the whole square. We have to find ratios of their velocities, means u1 upon u2. So we'll first calculate what is this. 1 by 2 we will get after squaring. 3 by 4 we will square. This also will get squared, this also will get squared. So what you do is bring u1 upon u2 on one side. This is a multiplication, so we have to find ratio. u1 square upon u2 square, 3 upon 4, this 2 will go up. We'll take square is there, so root will be. The answer will be root 3 by 2. This square I have taken on the other side, that will become root. So ratios of their velocities are root 3 by 2. Question number 15. The velocity at maximum height of a projectile motion is root 3 by 2. Okay. Root 3 by 2 times its initial velocity of the projection u. So what is the range in the horizontal plane? Basically, horizontal range has been asked. Now for maximum height, okay, maximum height is attained here. At this, you know that your vertical component is 0 and your horizontal component is always equals to u cos theta. Just now I told you, everywhere horizontal will be u cos theta and vertical would be 0. X means horizontal, y I have represented for vertical. This is this. So the velocity at the maximum height. So obviously they are not requiring 0 now because everything would be 0 otherwise. So this they are requiring. That is how many times? Root 3 by 2 times your initial velocity. So your initial velocity is u. So Vx is at maximum height is equals to root 3 by 2 times your, that's the initial height, initial velocity. This is velocity at maximum height. So how much is it? Vx is nothing but u cos theta. U and u will cancel. So cos of, you know that 30 degrees root 3 by 2. So theta is 30 degrees. But angle have not been asked. The range has been asked. Just now we have seen the range formula. 2u square sin theta cos theta upon g. Or some teachers use this formula also. R is equals to 2u square sin 2 theta. No, then 2 is not this. Sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta cos theta. No, this is also. Either this formula can be used or this. Both the ways you'll get same answer. Put 30 degree now. So sin 30 cos 30 upon g. Sin 30 is half, cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So root 3 u square upon 2g. Or we also, if you are done, sin 2 into 30 it would become 30 degree, no? That would be 60. Same answer, both the way. So option A will be a correct answer. Question number 16. In the graph, okay, which quantity is associated with the projectile motion? Now think of the projectile motion. You know that whenever projectile motion is that parabolic path. Just now what we were doing. Whenever you throw, it will reach a maximum height and then come down. Now which of that represents on the y-axis? It is with respect to time. What remains? See, if you see a straight line, it is a straight line means it's a constant line. So what remains constant in a projectile motion? Just now I told you. Throughout the projectile motion, what remains constant? What does not change throughout the motion? Tell fast. These all problems we have now so many we solve based on that concept. What remains the same throughout, which does not change? Look at the options. Did we speak about kinetic energy, momentum? Did we speak about horizontal velocity? What happens to the horizontal velocity component throughout the motion? Does it change or it does not change?
Does not change.
Yes, so answer will be, if you look at the graph, nothing, it's not going up, not down, it is remaining same, one straight line. So answer will be C, horizontal velocity. because horizontal, well, with time, whether you start from 0 to 10 seconds also the ball is traveling, the horizontal velocity will remain same. Answer will be C. Question number 17. A missile is fixed for a maximum range with initial velocity of 2 meters per second. G is given. What is the range? So we know for maximum range I have given you angle should be 45 degrees. If you want to cover maximum distance, no, anything you throw, you have to throw it at 45 degrees. Only then it will go travel maximum distance. So for range formula, you have to use 45 degree here. Okay. So R would be 2 into 45 would be anyways giving me 90 degrees. 990 is 1. This would be your formula. We have derived this formula also. If you directly remember this, no need to do all this. Straight away, it's u square upon g. So u square, how much is u square given? 20 meters per second. And g is assumed take as this. So 20 into 20 upon 10. Don't cancel this one. 40. So this is the range means distance. How much distance it has traveled. So it will be in terms of meters. And solve up till 20. Then stop. Question number 18. 6 vectors have directions indicated as per the figure. So which of them is true? So we will check. We have to try to draw along how the options are. As per that, if it's working true or not. So the arrows are given like this. This is A, this is D, this is B, this is E, C, and F. Now option A says B plus C is equals to F bar. So B and C we will bring them together. B is like this, C is like this. So whenever we want to see a resultant, okay, it should have been either like this, we can check like this. Otherwise, normally when we check, it should be the head tail method. It should be continuous. Means what? We can shift it. The head of the other one should be touching the tail of the next one. That method. And then what happens? From the first to the last point is a resultant. This is your first point. Then from tail, like the head should be connecting to the other one's tail. This way. So here what is happening? They are both in the different here. Tail and tail one is connecting. So what we will do, just try to arrange this and see first. This is B. And this parallel is C. So just do parallel shifting method. Bring him this side. I just brought him this side. I'm not changing the direction. Now equals to F bar. Get the direction. The arrow should have been on the other side. So this is not working because it has to start from the tail and go towards the head. The second option. D plus E is equals, sorry. Before y'all, I usually have 12 standard class, so it becomes continuous talk. So d bar plus e bar will be equals to f. Now we'll check d and then e. So while drawing only, draw like this. Just take it this way. And f. Yes, it is correct. No, it's starting here and going here. So how the resultant should be from the resultant to this. So this is true. So this is correct. Okay, going in the straight line, proper, following each other, and then the resultant should be from the starting point till the end. If the arrow was ulta, then it would be wrong. So 18th one, option B is the correct answer. The next third one also you can just check and see, it will not work. Question number 9 says, 19 says, this we know is a cross product. This is a dot product. Looking at this one, the formula for cross product is AB sine theta, and for dot product is magnitude, no? AB cos theta. If I use bar, it means arrows only. Huh? You can also use normal bars also. This is the formula for dot product. It is cos, and for cross it is sine. Now what will happen? This and this is same. So bring cos theta this side. Sin theta upon cos theta is tan theta. So tan of which angle will give me root 3. So theta will be 60 degree. And the 20th one, what is the angle between them? So what I'll do is, I'll just take, if nothing is option is available, we cannot bring one this side, one that side, because it is under magnitude. So what we have to do, we'll have to square this. Square on both the sides. After squaring, we take a dot product. We can write it 2 times the square. Now we have to start opening the bracket. A bar dot A bar, then A bar dot B bar minus B bar dot A bar minus B bar dot B. This and this will cancel because for dot product, A bar dot B bar is same as A into B, same as B into A. Same thing, A bar dot A bar. Sorry, what you cannot cancel. This is minus, both are minus. I thought this was plus. If this was plus, one was plus, other one was minus, it gets cancelled. This will be A bar dot B bar plus B bar dot A bar plus B bar dot. These will get cancelled. Minus into minus. This I can write same. A bar dot B bar is same as this, minus to A bar dot B bar. This also can be written as to A bar dot B bar. Whether I write B into A or into B, it means same. Now, can take this one on the other side. We cannot cancel this one because this is minus, this is plus. Now total will be 4 a bar dot b bar. So 0 upon 4 will be 0 anyway. So whenever dot product is 0, we know that they are perpendicular vectors. Remember that. Whenever you have dot product 0, means a bar is perpendicular to b. How do we come to know? If a bar dot b bar is 0, what is the formula a bar dot b bar? AB cos theta. So cos of 90 would give me 0. That's why angle between A and B would be 90. So this is directly a condition. Whenever you have a dot product 0, they are perpendicular. Or you can read the reverse way. If A bar is perpendicular to B bar, that means their dot product is 0. I'll stop here. In the next class, I'll solve the remaining. And Rosary College, they've sent me some MCQs. So if you want, I will solve them on Wednesday. Other colleges, any MCQs, if you have want me to solve, then please send up. I'll stop here. Pope John might not be able to attend now because they have the exam starting. Only one or two maximum classes I may take on this. So there's no point in dragging this too much. Only those topics which all want me to cover, no, just send me again. For Wednesday's class, I'll cover. One student wanted some problems on centripetal also. Those also I'll solve. Just take attendance. Okay, those are finished and